here's the deal. We talked a little bit throughout this of like how hard it is in just a couple words to get across that we're responsible or we're whatever, because we're all fighting just to make sure you know what, in my case, what is yerba mate and what does it do for you, right? And if I'm not talking about that, then they don't know to buy us for caffeine. So there's like each of us brands has this, like, you're trying to just sell the product, and then you want them to know, people to know that you're responsible. Retailers, think about it this way. They make decisions on what gets on shelf. And so often big retailers have big pockets and they really buy their distribution or block out other responsible brands. They do, and oftentimes they are doing the catman, so they're category captain for these categories. And so they do all the back end work, which is great for the retailers, but it's obviously not purely objective, and it certainly serves their self-interest. And so retailers have to make sure that when they're putting products on shelf, we can all talk about, we have to drive change. Well, if you have all these fledgling businesses that are barely making it, trying to do it, and then you've retailers who don't put it on shelf, for retailers who are doing private label and doing knockoffs, like just putting an organic seal on there and just doing an organic knockoff, when consumers don't know the layer below, and yet these brands are doing regenerative organic, they're fair for life, they're setting money, they're making sure everybody gets a livable wage, all those things. And the retail and the retailer brands are not doing that. Well, that makes it really tough on these businesses as well. And then also from a merchandising standpoint, they have the power to do end caps, which they sell, they make lots of money on, but do one on responsible business, a different way of farming, and then have a whole collection of brands on there, and not just Whole Foods, Target, all the other brands. Now, Target actually does a pretty good job of those types of things as far as big retailers, but we need them to help. We won't get far if it's just a bunch of small manufacturers trying to do this and trying to break through. What you need is you need them to also sign up and putting it on shelf. And then they can, just the way they frame it and with signage and stuff like that, make sure that everybody knows, like, oh, these are all, fair for life, or these are all regenerative organic. And what does that mean? And why is that important? Like, there's, straightforward things that they can do to do that.